And we're live. There's nothing more special than the bond between a girl and her horse. And welcome to the Society for Exploration and Adventure presents The Guild, episode 11, Extreme Home Makeover. I'm your GM tonight, Rory Mikes. With me, as always, is Ben, Eric, John, Mac, and Marshall, the old man. Okay, I got thrown off there by the horse girl talk. So... would it be Sunday night if we didn't have a spicy Eric take? Not as much as like Eric or Russell Brand can go fuck himself, but yeah. Fair. So, anyway, should we play some D&D? All right. All right, let's all take our Adderall and get back on subject. So, who wants to recap last week?
Hi, welcome to this week, brought to you by Pfizer Pharmaceuticals.
So last time we were with us, we started off finally getting into the lizard folk settlement where we found the 4 sole survivors of the Pine Harbor decimation, alive and intact, just deeply traumatized. Our party communicated with the townsfolk there, and we actually ended up talking to the keeper, one of the elders, the grandmother of the settlement, and she provided us with a way to view the original cataclysm and destruction of the Celestial Palace that kind of set forth, the current society that we're currently operating within. And to try and give us a little bit more insight into what caused the decimation of Pine Harbor. But we don't know enough, so it's just kind of like, well, now we've seen that. We promised to try and create a direct path from Good Hope to the lizard folk settlement in order to foster trade, especially since we don't know how long it's going to be before the portal systems are up and running again. Then we brought the children back to Good Hope and got them settled, and that's where we are now.
We also gained a method of breathing underwater.
Yes, we have a scroll, one singular scroll that I can't learn yet.
Yes, as a for later thing.
And I was writing a note, so I may have missed it, but you also were given a chunk of Angel Stone.
Yes. From presumably the original event.
Right. Which you believe that you can...
multiple chunks, though?
No,
a singular
chunk. But you believe that you can use that to charge up and create a temporary, 24-hour shelter in the wild
little bubble shield.
Yep.
To properly heal after combat, recharge.
And then it's that item can be recharged by spending time within a regular Angel Stone.
Yes.
So use it wisely.
Yeah, that it would take about a week inside of a regular Angel Stone to charge up to get 24 hours of protection in the wild.
We escorted the kids back, and that's where we left off.
Right.
We fought dinosaurs!
Oh yeah, we also got ambushed by a full T-Rex. Well, we beat Velociraptors, and then a full T-Rex appeared, and we weren't allowed to fight it because it's CR20 or whatever.
There were kids around. We couldn't really fucking fight a T-Rex. God damn it!
Cowards.
I could have taken.
I was the last one on my horse, for the record. Sorry, I was the last one on my horse. Oh, for the record.
Well, we got back, and then I believe Damien has some plans for some a task for us.
Well, we needed to get stuff to fix our house, and also I need stuff to fix the church. So I asked some dudes, and I'm gonna give them a bunch of gold when we're back, but to help me rebuild the church. But if you guys want to come, we can also get stuff for the house in the meantime. I pay them a lot. I pay people well. Also, gold is useless right now because we're cut off from civilization. It's not real.
I mean, it still has function. But yeah, I don't see the issue in helping out with that. I can't really do much physically, but I guess I can keep watch.
I'm fully still asleep.
You
just started talking out loud about your plans.
Yeah, I breakfast like an adult. But Dom is apparently sleeping.
I'm napping.
Dom. Wake up!
What?
Wake up!
What?
We have to go.
Go where?
Get supplies to fix the house and also my church.
Oh, okay.
Thank you.
I'm ready.
I'm glad I don't have to justify it more than that.
No, I got your back always.
Thank you.
Say no more. Wait, what about that dude's those people he hired? Are they gonna
yeah, they're coming with us. We'll need to watch their back because we need them to bring. I need like a big tree pillar to like fix up the like roof because the roof is gonna crumble.
I got it.
Yeah, it's like a
real good.
I took some carpenting lessons. Half the lesson was about really not okay topics, but kind of breezed past those.
Great. I took a bunch of cutting stuff down lessons. So this should go pretty
like goblins?
No, like trees. I mean that too, but that
yeah. Well, if we ever need to fight really trees,
they didn't have like a goblin specific lesson.
Really? I was taught a lot on how to kill goblins. Honestly, I'm kind of worried with how our society perceives goblins.
We went to school with quite a few goblins.
I know it's kind of fucked up.
I don't remember them like being poorly treated at the Citadel.
No, but like we had specific classes on how to fight goblins. At least I did.
What fucking professor was that?
Yeah, what was the name of the course?
Yeah, I'd be interested to know that.
What fucking professor was that?
Yeah, what was the name of the course?
Yeah,
Gilligan?
He sounds like a douchebag.
What did describe Mr. McGilligan? What did?
He was tall. Well, he wasn't that tall actually. He looked kind of gnomey. Really didn't like goblins.
Did he like? Did you find him like licking himself like that?
Yeah, that was weird. I don't know. He would give me private lessons.
I think you may have gotten punked, my dude. Also, what kind of a fucked up prank? We need to I think we need to go to administration at some point when this whole Good Hope thing is over, and you may be entitled to some things, to some compensation in certain aspects.
You may be entitled to financial compensation for the way
Yes.
you've been
Literally.
specifically targeted by Mr. Wiggles.
Isn't he the only member of the board of directors? I feel like he
The
just
only one
has
that we know of.
unimpeachable power.
He is
only,
the
like, public
master
facing one.
of the academy.
You know what? Once I learn the sending spell, I'm going to bother that fucking cat.
We could. I don't know how lawyers work.
What's a lawyer? Is there like a
We
meaningful
don't-
concept of the rule of law in this society?
In the
Is
Citadel,
there,
in the Citadel, there is.
like rule of law? I feel like they're probably just ad hocing it.
I feel
Hello.
like you should get that.
Yes.
You can't just
alright,
say
gonna
yell
go
hello
with
at the door. You go.
that. He goes to open the door. Hello.
Hi, are we gonna do this today or?
Yeah, no, sorry. Don't worry, you'll be handsomely paid.
Well,
Everything I do
we're
is
burning daylight.
Yeah, we're ready.
All right. Let's go, gang. Sorry, they're a little slow.
I've been up.
It's gonna slow us down more if you try to just.
My shit's already
We just gotta-
together.
we just gotta
I
pick-
have a
We
goal
just gotta pick our battles.
All right. So out in the town square, waiting for you, is Sardan, of course, and then some villagers that you've met at the party and around different things. There's Diggory Rockin, Karen Luhorn, Tedwin Quincy, Ellis Ravahorn, and Birgitta Galing.
Howdy.
And then each of them has brought a kid or two with them to kind of act as like runners and stuff.
We're bringing kids into the.
We're not going that far.
I guess. This feels dangerous.
I mean, when I say kids, they're like 12. Like,
That's child. That is,
Yeah.
that is a little baby.
you guys
We
had
had
fought
our-
your first monster
Yeah,
at
we
12.
had our first fighting lessons when we were like
10. We
Barely.
Yeah,
10.
in the safety of an academy, not in like
Yes,
the wilderness.
because that was the safest place.
I mean, you got like 3rd-degree burns on the first day.
Yeah, whose fault was that?
Again,
Alice?
it's not. We're not pointing fingers. I'm just
Good
saying,
lesson.
like, I'm just debating the safety of the environment.
I'm gonna be honest. At the end of this whole trip, I'm gonna do the math on how many bombs hit me versus other people. Feels disproportionate.
Yeah, those things splash pretty far.
It's
Anyway,
because you're so magnetic, right? You have such a magnetic personality.
Mm,
like, look to the group of 12-year-olds and just like, hey, what's up?
anyway,
Just ready
we're
to
going
go.
to we're all right. Let's go. Where are we going? I say to who is ostensibly the leader.
Sardan the man.
Yeah. Well, there's a place we used to. Excuse me. There's a place we used to harvest trees from back before the guild left us alone for 50 years. So, figure that's probably a good place to start. There's some water there,
Probably,
like a big
yeah.
pond, so it'd be nice to have some water. Take us a day or two to get all this done in.
Perfect.
Okay. Lead the way, boss.
I hope you don't mind, but we got your oaks.
Got what?
Your
The
ox?
oxes.
Oh, that's okay. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they're-
yeah, we'll need them to carry.
Ox.
Most, I can only hold so much.
yeah, and they've got a wagon full of gear.
Sick.
So you guys go out. It takes probably about 2 or 3 hours to get to this old wood camp. And they get to work. These guys have all cut down trees many times before. They kind of know. Sardan is everywhere all at... Okay, good. Everyone disappeared for a second. Everywhere all at once, kind of like directing traffic, picking trees. While they're doing this, what's the party doing?
I'm asking Sardin to point me to like the hardest to cut down trees. I'm just telling him I got it. Like I'll let them cut down the smaller ones faster. I'll take out the super heavy one.
Okay. So
And just generally asking where am I most useful as far as cutting things down.
yeah, so pretty much like 3 of the guys. Well, I say guys, but Brigida's a woman. But 3 of the 5 crew are taking turns cutting down trees, while the other 2 are like processing the trees as they fell them, cutting off the loose branches and everything. Really, because you're just really caring about the logs more so than anything else. Mm-hmm. They'll mill them once they get back into the village. So he points you at a tree. And he's like, well, that one there, are you just going to lift it up or?
No, I got it. Right here. I learned how to swing just so that I don't have to carry tools around all the time. Check this out. I'm lining up my shot like Babe Ruth. And I take a massive swing like right at what would be right at an angle to where it will fall away from everyone.
Are you saying that you're going to cut down this 3-foot tree in one hit?
Yes.
Okay.
Attempt to.
Give me a profession lumberjack.
Was woodcutter fine?
Yes, I'm sorry, woodcutter.
Okay. Don't imagine I can use strength for this, or that rage would help. So I'll just do a regular roll. It's a 10.
Oh.
Yeah, your hands ring as you just overswing.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. I got a little overzealous there. One more shot. And I just calm myself. And then I swing just a little bit less hard. Is that allowed?
Yeah, go for it.
A little better.
Better. Okay.
Incrementally better.
You do not cut down the tree in one thing, but it's a solid thunk. Chips fly everywhere. You're not going to be able to like behead the tree. You're going to have to chop it down. But
now can I push it over in the where it's like cracked? Just like crack it off.
No, it's a 3-foot in diameter tree.
Yeah.
You're going to have to cut it out and then eventually notch it and then push it over.
Okay. Well, I do that.
So you get to work on that. What is Alice doing?
Oh, good question. I think that Alice is not terribly useful in this kind of work. The same way that Verity is kind of sitting around watching. I think that I'm going to be reflecting on some of the incidents that happen with bombs and the collateral damage that can happen that way. So I'm going to be tinkering with some delay poison potions that can be used to bring people out when they're nauseated that I can deliver with touch injection. So I'm going to be practicing sort of imbibing the potion myself and then like shaking my mushroom head so I get some spores and I can throw spores in people's face till it's touch injection to get them snapped out of it. So I'm going to be kind of just like in the corner shaking my mushroom head.
Okay. What's Verity doing?
Probably because this is a spot that they haven't been to yet. Probably just, mapping it out with the map maker's kit and the path, just to get like a more defined view of the area. I'm probably just quietly chattering to Perdite.
Okay. How about Borum?
Just generally scoping around the area, making sure that nothing's trying to sneak up on us and whatnot.
All right. And Damien.
Yeah, probably keeping a guard out because we haven't been here before, and I'm not super trusty of us not getting stabbed to death.
Right. You don't find anything during the day. Well, you guys are working on cutting down trees. The kids clear away the leaves on the forest floor and start setting up tents. Do you guys have your own tent?
We would have our own kits that like we normally travel with.
Yep. So, nobody hunts because you guys brought food with you, your own rations. They brought rations. But kids then are gathering like firewood, mostly from like the leftovers from what, as someone's going through and like chopping the branches, the kids are like gathering that. One of the bigger kids starts splitting wood, setting a pile
Nice.
up. Somewhere in there, Dominic gets his first tree down.
I feel like pretty early, if we're being honest. There is a sizable difference between somebody having 20 strength and whoever these fuckers are.
Sometimes
Experience.
it's more about technique than strength, though. So let's see.
I agree to disagree.
if
Sometimes brute force works, especially when it comes to pushing something out of the ground.
let's see. Actually, he doesn't have woodcutter, so it'll be just a straight.
God damn it.
Yeah. Yeah.
This is a straight intelligence roll?
Is a profession an intelligence skill?
No, it's wisdom.
Well, he's got a 10 and everything, so it wouldn't have mattered. He'd roll the 20 either way. So, yeah.
So I have to beat a 20.
I mean, they're also like...
I'm not pretending like I know more than them.
Yeah, no. That's what I'm saying is that you are not quite keeping up with them, but these
Not
guys...
the whole company, no.
like
I
have been
just
doing
mean,
this,
like, compared to any one of them.
their whole lives. So like
Yeah.
sometimes technique, and practice beats strength and they're using axes,
Let this be a learning moment.
which are much more designed for felling trees than a sword.
What is the difference between the sharp side of an axe and a broadsword?
Well,
Quite
a
a
sword,
bit, actually.
yeah.
Or like a sword that's this wide.
Yes, but it's not. It's more the fact that a sword, even though it's that wide, it's narrow, so that it's good for cutting through people. Whereas the axe has a broad head, so that it's good at cutting through wood. But also, they're using saws,
Gotcha.
like the two-person saws.
A
Well, then-
bandsaw.
I, as he, whatever he demonstrates through a nat 20 on knowing how to do that, I start noticing that I'm like working like I'm getting results, but I'm working so much harder than they are.
Yeah.
And I'm like exerting so much excess energy that I just start looking around and just start taking notes of like how they're going about it. And I'm not picking up an axe, but I'm gonna try to apply some of the same techniques.
I'm gonna help Dominic double down. I'm gonna give him a potion of enlarged person and see if it's just
I can cast a large person,
make it quicker.
but that's yeah. Oh, sick. Okay, so now I am, for the record, I am now
Oh, we lost Eric.
14. I'm 14 feet tall and 2,240 pounds. So now try to tell me that I can't just pull a 3-foot tree out of the ground.
Okay, roll d20.
No, it's not. I absolutely should be able to use strength for this.
That's still a
Yeah,
pretty
what?
heavy tree, but
Oh my god.
you do
Literally
catch up
weigh a
to them.
ton.
You do catch up to them in output as for the couple of minutes that the enlarged person works.
Quite literally weigh a ton.
Ah, good. Mr. Seacaster's back.
Strike.
For Sea Strike, yes. God damn.
I'm
I gotta
back.
stop watching Roll 12 or D20
We
clips
don't
on
wanna get
Sundays.
Copyright.
Fucks me up every time.
Wait, who did you say I was?
He said
Seacaster instead of
Caster.
Sea Strike.
Oh.
I don't think you can get
those have
copyright
nothing to
strike
do with
for
each
a-
other. I came up with Sea Strike in like 2016. This is the oldest.
Yeah.
I think that is before D20 started.
Get
I
at
was like
us, Lou
17,
Wilson.
okay?
We're calling you out, Lou Wilson.
I'm gonna sue you, you piece of shit.
Anyways,
You listened in on my first D&D campaign when I was like
Samurai.
17.
focus up here, son. Focus up. Got a lot of game left.
Get
So
your head in the game.
towards the end of the day, Sardan comes over to Damney. Is like, it's gonna take us 3 days to get everything we need.
All right.
So, good first day,
Well-
but just not everything going as quick as we'd like it to. Your brother's kind of
How
slowing
many
us down
are
a
you
bit,
again?
but don't tell him that because he's 14 feet
Got
tall
it.
right now, and
I'm not
worried
gonna
he's gonna
hurt his
eat me.
feelings. Yeah. I would ask you not to be disrespectful about my brother to me either. Like, just a quick tip.
well, I mean, to be fair, he's
No,
a,
like, just a fun quick tip, though.
he's a nice guy. I'm not saying
Sure,
that he's
yeah.
anything wrong with him. He's just not the greatest woodcutter.
A
Sure, but he's not gonna hurt you
16
if you
foot
say that to him, you know?
board just going.
You could teach him some technique. But anyway.
But he's
how
having
many
so
are
much
we here
fun.
Total? How many adults are here total?
There's 6 of them and the 5 of you, and then
Alright,
another
so
6 kids.
1,000. Well, I'm paying these guys a lot each. Jesus. Wow. Some. Yeah. Yeah,
It's not just for the wood cutting; it's also for
I
the
guess it's for
milling
the building.
and the
Right,
building.
yeah.
So yeah.
That's true. All right. Well, I'll keep an eye out to make sure nothing shifty happens. But 3 days should be good.
How
Alright.
far out are we from the village, anyways?
You're 5-6 miles. But nobody really, as long as you guys don't want to, nobody wants to go back because they've been doing backbreaking labor all day.
Yeah.
Plan is to camp out for as long as it takes. That way, they're saving a lot of time because you're not, even though it's only 5 miles, it's a couple of hours to get there because you're trekking through like the wilderness and everything, and
Yeah.
you don't want to leave ox there, so you'd have to bring them back and all of that. So,
All right.
so my question is, here at the first night, do you guys want to use your stone, or are you going to save it?
Save it.
We should save it for the last night.
And Verity would definitely like ask among the group, like, "Hey, does anybody want that like stay up all night spell?"
Oh yeah, I could do that.
I'm
I'll keep
pretty
watch.
tired, so I
can
would like
keep
to
watch.
sleep.
Well, I mean, it acts as a full you get rested, right? So you're all good.
Yeah, no, like it's just like you went to sleep. Like you just can't be
Yeah.
doing anything rigorous during it. Like I used it for all nighters all the time.
Yeah, that's great. I'm used to being alone with my thoughts, so this will be good.
Cool.
I'm very concerned for your well-being.
I'm good. I said I'm used to it. I said it's a good thing. Anyway.
Well, I mean, we're your friends, so open up if you need to, and they'll cast Keep Watch on him.
Thank you. So
All
you can
right.
sit on a rock.
Oh,
Or
it's
something.
one
Or,
creature
like,
per
a
2
log.
levels, so someone else can join him.
It's not quite bedtime yet. It's more like
Well-
dinner time.
Oh.
I'm sorry to
Well,
make
it'll
that
last
clear.
through the night, right? So,
Yeah.
I mean, you can cast it now. It'll last through the night, right? So.
Well, it's 8 hours or less, so like they would cast it before everyone went to bed, but because of the wording of it, I can use 1 slot for 2 people, so if someone else wants to do it as well.
I mean, I don't mind.
Yeah, I don't think he should be alone, so
Okay. So, after the day's work, the stew pot, or it's going, like there's a big kettle that they brought with them, and like they throw a bunch of like the rations that they brought with them in there and make like a pretty good stew. You guys are welcome to toss in if you'd like into the kind of community pot and then share with them, or you can just eat your own rations depending on whatever you want to do. The kind of day's chores done. The kids are out playing by the river or by the pond. And I'll put you guys on the map for now. Just so you kind of get an idea how the camp looks.
That's not concerning at all.
One dark
Man,
map.
Sardin is way more attractive than I thought he was. This guy's a looker. Everyone here is a looker. Maybe inbreeding was the trick the whole time.
I don't see any.
God damn it! Why? Yeah, I
What?
do not
It's
see the map.
clearly working out for them.
It's been like 2 generations, I think. Like, it's not like
I can't. Okay, now I can.
you say inbreeding, but it's reasonably diverse still.
I cannot see it.
I'm
I
fixing
think
it.
It's mostly making a joke.
Does everyone else got vision?
No,
I believe so.
Oh, why do you have
I'm
2 tokens?
mine's just gray with no one on it. There it is. Okay.
Are all the townsfolk human?
Some are half elf. But for the most part, yes. Yep. All right, so everyone can see the map.
hmm Damien is not on the map though.
Yes, I am. I'm right here.
Oh, why are you all the way over there?
Because I'm keeping watch in the leaf pile.
You just want
Um,
to play in the leaves, don't you?
Crunch.
It's the Halloween spirit.
there's no big bodies of water in Good Hope. There's a stream that kind of runs through the town. There's wells that work just fine, but like it's not like Pine Harbor. So these kids have never seen, like, even though it's just a pond that you guys are camped along the side of, it's the first time these kids have seen anything like this. And they're having the grandest time throwing rocks into the water. They are slowly figuring out how to like skip stones. They've heard stories about it growing, from like their grandfathers who remember like being able to go places or going to Pine Harbor and skipping stones. But mostly they're just throwing rocks into the water, like, and watching the splashes and stuff. Give me intelligence checks. Or an
I'm
intelligence
good
check.
at those.
Just flat.
– 16.
13.
10.
3.
Wow.
Who's the smart one now, asshole?
Yeah, we see strike 5.
What do I see, boss? Or think? What do I think?
So
And ouch, no good.
in a rare moment of clarity,
Ouch.
you watch as one of the stones hits the water and it ripples outwards. And then it hits the shore and you watch as that ripple like reverses inward. I mean, you've seen this before. You grew up by the water. Like, you've seen ripples in the water.
Yeah. It's like being drawn back in.
Yeah.
Like you're being sucked in.
The kids think it's the neatest thing ever.
Kids, step away from the water.
No, there's nothing sinister about
No,
it.
no,
Oh,
it's
wait.
the normal that he right now. It's just the water, the ripple. It hits something and it bounces back.
Yeah. It makes you think that you recognize. No, that's not the best way of putting it. You feel like there's something that ripple is making you think of, but you're not quite sure.
Oh, wait a minute. Alice,
Hi.
you know how like ripples can hit one another?
Uh-huh.
What if the angel stones are like ripples? But then they can hit one another.
And then, like, respond as the energy sort of bounces back off each other?
Yeah, like because like when two ripples hit each other, right? I'm from a water place, right?
Mhm.
And from
He means port.
yeah, and when two ripples hit each other, they can like augment one another.
Hmm?
So like maybe that's what messed everything up.
Did you notice something? You were just standing by the leaf piles looking away, and then
It's like the
seems
ripples.
like you've had an epiphany.
They like bounce, you know?
Like they bounced off the edge
I mean,
and then
Steph-
came back in.
Yeah,
It's an interesting
it-
theory.
Oh.
collapses on itself,
Oh,
like the
ooh.
thing.
That would
Okay.
explain the backwards part of it.
So
Like
I've been working on some theory.
Where have you been hiding that? That's bigger than your backpack.
why do you keep asking if I'm okay and then you do this shit?
Well, I've always been a nerd. I always spend time in
It
my
feels
house.
like you're
That's
throwing
something.
stones from a glass house,
Your
or you're throwing
backpack's
glass from
only
a stone
this
house.
big. Where do you
Look, I don't tattoo myself for nothing. Like, of course I've got problems. I'm well
you
aware.
mementoing yourself?
Hold on, hold on.
Well,
I feel that because you have a visual aid, we need to do something that we don't normally do.
Screen share.
Let's see here.
Oh my god, you're making my.
Yeah. I'm just gonna maximize you
God,
myself.
how? Oh, there we go.
Now you're all
Copy
blurry.
and paste and put this.
They're trying to silence the truth by making your video quality fuzzy.
I didn't buy 720 HP for nothing. I actually don't know how well.
Okay, you are now in focus.
Thank you. All right. So, based what we know, and we know a lot of shit, but basically theories. My
Mhm.
theories at the moment are 1,000 years of magic drain, natural degradation. 2, celestial power receding, big crunch, which coincides with what you just said because the way the explosion worked, it wasn't an explosion, it was an implosion, and you didn't see it, but paralleled with what we viewed with the lizard folk and the keeper of memory, and how it's just like kind of like what we saw when we were trying to get to the portal in Pine Harbor in the first place, was a reverse of what the original fall of the Celestial Palace was. So it's the math is fucking mathin', all right?
What's that third one?
Sabotage. Oh, like if someone's like deliberately fucking with it.
I know what sabotage is. I just want what do you think? Who
Oh, is
you
someone
think someone
trying-
did it?
Well, like it is possible because like they're very powerful. They're probably representations of the most powerful magic that is available to us.
Yeah.
I mean, if people figure out how to tap into them directly and then utilize that, and manipulate that. And because like with the void work I do, it's basically like when the gods died, their power returned to the void. It can be accessed. The power still exists. There's just no divinity defining it. But that isn't to say that in magic theory and theological theory that gods could not arise again. If you go back into the ancient histories of before the end of the world, you can look and see those stories of how like the rise and fall and transition. So to say that could not happen again in some regard, and like this power could not recoalesce and reform, it's just whether or not it's natural, or is it someone who is doing this work, who is driving it and is trying to make it come together, and like they're fucking around and we're like finding out by stuff like what happened at Pine Harbor happened.
Huh.
So
We gotta be honest. Like I've
Oh,
been
and, like-
listening to you the whole
God.
time, but after the second one, I got kind of.
Yeah, and
I
then
got
also
kinda
like the
lost.
big thing
I'm
is
trying.
that like what I want to do is like when we get back out to Pine Harbor, I want to kind of like examine the edges of the crater to see like was it like something being destroyed or was it something being carved out, because there would be a difference in the way that looks, because angel stones are the basis for our transportation system with the portals. Who's to say that the whole place wasn't just like fucking teleported somewhere as part of that like regrouping?
hmm.
I just threw that. But anyways, it's something. It's something.
I'm gonna be honest, I'm more confused now than I was before.
I'm trying to. Alice is really smart, so I'm trying to. Maybe if I like copy the physical movements, then it'll make me understand.
Yeah, I mean, this is a good theory. And I don't know much about the magical theory. That it sounds very like it sounds definitely something's going on. I'm trying to think more about the ripples idea, and so it's like if there is the you know, you can have the ripple and it bounces off something else, and then it goes backwards, and so that could be the ripple going backwards in time. It hit the edges of the universe, and now it's kind of receding back into itself, and we're
Yes.
ripping it.
Yes,
What's
yes.
the
Like
universe?
it's like I'm looking at it from the magical perspective, but the magical and the scientific are never that far apart. It's just a different way of conceptualizing the world and the
Mhm.
way it functions.
Mhm.
Because I mean, you look at like arcane formulas, that is very scientific in nature with the trial and error of it.
Hmm. But like I'm thinking, it's also with the waves. If you get something like the constructive wave interference, where it's the one, say you have a ripple that's so like 1 unit tall, and then another ripple that's another unit tall, and they hit each other, then it becomes 2 units tall, and so that's a kind of constructive way. And so if that comes together, then that's too much energy, and it blows up the
Yeah.
crystal.
And like the most of what we know is that that like our portal was like equidistant between Pine Harbor and Good Hope.
Hmm.
So and the signal for that is scrambled. So all of our magical infrastructure, as far as we know, is scrambled. We don't know about the rest of the world, but we're assuming that it is messed up based on the evidence available to us, and we still do not have any means of communicating or contacting other guild members at the moment until that resolves, until we can fix it or someone else on the other side fixes it and then can get back into contact with us.
Mhm.
But with the rippling thing, like, yeah, because they would like be all drops in the water or like points on a map, because I mean when you use a map to like calculate an earthquake or like the points equidistant, like you draw a circle around each of them, so the radius, and we know that they ripple outward with a radius because of they're 5 miles across.
Mhm.
So I mean it's very interesting to consider and to figure out.
Mhm.
We only know of 2 so far, but like maybe we should keep track of where all the circles are, and the more we discover, maybe it'll make like a pattern or a shape.
Yeah,
If
yeah,
we zoom
like,
out.
and it's just the hard part is that there's not really any concentrated maps on the world because of how much we rely on the angel stones and those portals for transportation. So like I've been working like, and like also with the work, because I do have a separate map for marking out the degradation of the circle, and like I do have notes that we should check that regularly to see if it restores itself or it continues to degrade in some degree.
So, as you guys are having this conversation, one of the kids that have continued to throw rocks picks up a rock like the size of his head and just horks it into the water.
That's
And
cheating.
as he does, right, it goes out further than the other ones do. And it does exactly what a big rock being thrown into the water will do, right? It lasts, there's a big splash up, and then a ton of ripples coming out. And then just like before, eventually they hit the shore and ripple back. But the ripples coming back, and every one of them, because it was such a big rock, are much higher. And then, like Alice says, when they're meeting those outgoing ripples, they're adding to each other. I mean, like, and you watch, and these ripples, are covering. You didn't throw it the whole way into the pond, but after a time, they still reach the far end. But keeping this metaphor going in your head, a big
Maybe it's
rock
big.
caused a bunch of big ripples, and as you watch, those slowly calm down and everything.
I think I figured it out.
Yeah, good find, bro.
Go,
I think I figured it
Go
out
for it.
actually.
go for it.
So the palace, when it fell from the sky, and Sanctus Pellus sacrificed himself to save all of mankind, the ripples shot out, right? And so those ripples are the angel stones that are rippling the
Oh.
remnants of divine protection.
And the palace
But
is
as
like
time-
that big rock over there.
Yeah, but as time has gone on, the ripples slowly mute itself against just the nature of the material plane that is non-divine, and so that divine power that's been protecting us in the angel stones is slowly fading.
So you think so you think it is the natural degradation?
Yeah, I think we're come closer.
Why the hell did we have to be born now?
I think we're fucked.
Why couldn't have we have been born like 80 years ago when
So-
everything
Oh,
was
wait.
So
fine?
they all who live through hard times,
We can have this conversation over message.
but we must do the best with the time that we are given.
I mean, do
Frodo.
we need to worry about them hearing?
Well, here's really what I wanted to touch on, right? Because one of the things that you've thought is that things are moving in reverse. If things were moving in reverse and there was a big splash and then eventually that calmed down to little ripples, if you were to wind that backwards, what has happened now may just be the faintest of ripples.
Yeah, because when I write this down, mentally, because it doesn't exist in this world, mentally, I'm comparing it to the Big Crunch theory.
Say more
Yeah.
about that. You can't just say that and leave it at that.
Well, I'm saying this out of character because there is
I know,
no
I'm just,
conception
for
of the Big Crunch
context.
theory. So the Big Bang theory is when everything exploded into existence. The Big Crunch theorizes that everything, once it expands to its furthest point, it'll begin to come back in.
But how do you define where that furthest point is?
Well, that's the problem because it's just so expansive, and it's just with
Yeah.
the material plane. The material plane is so expansive, there was no way for us to mathematically quantify when that would be in
Mhm.
terms of
But in the
science
theory-
and arcane study in.
At some point, it reaches equilibrium, and then the attraction becomes greater than the expansion, and
And
it's
the ripple comes back in.
just
So
man.
the essentially the angel stone, the barriers created by the angel stones are not only receding, but they're shutting down on themselves. And when they shut down properly, or when they shut down completely, they essentially, as far as we know, either blow up or whatever, something happens, some
Yeah.
sort of cataclysm happens at that angel stone
So
that gets rid of
My
them.
concern then would be is why
Like,
didn't
we are
people
on time.
why didn't people try sooner to establish a society that did not rely upon these?
They didn't
But
notice.
it still
Also,
it doesn't make sense. Like, you can't take things for granted like that, because eventually, like, it's not going to work anymore.
Have you met people? They absolutely do that all the time.
yeah. People don't really adapt unless a trouble problem happens.
Also,
and when trouble
so
problem happens,
what I'm hearing is that you're saying the world is ending.
well, no. What I'm saying is
Slow,
way the world
very
is currently-
slowly, but it is
what
in the
the way
process
the
of
world
ending.
is currently constructed, and our society is founded upon the safety of an angel stone, is going to slowly collapse, and it needs to be replaced, likely by what was before, which is some form of society advanced enough and militaristic enough to be able to defend its borders against monsters and slowly expand its kingdom until it is more powerful than the ragtag group of monsters.
But the world as we know it is not sustainable anymore.
Yeah,
Cool.
So then,
we need
And-
to start
and the
building
portals
castles and
don't work, you
fortresses.
said?
And
Cool,
the portals,
cool,
I
cool,
believe,
Well,
are not
like,
working.
we're assuming that the whole system is not working, but all we know for sure is that, like, our portal does not work. We have no way to contact Wade.
So we need to convince.
I actually might have something.
What's up?
I have a
From
bird
what?
token.
From what I understand, it sounds like we need to convince the world to abandon the thing that's been working for them for like 1,000 years and adopt a whole new, much harder way of life.
Yes.
Wasn't there someone that was
Your Fosca guy.
trying to more or less create a way of living outside the stones? Weren't they researching into that?
A project.
Your guy.
Yeah, well, he never told me much about what they want to do other than they're just researching the angel stones, and like that's kind of the I guess the long shot plan was that they won't, be dependent on them anymore, but
Like-
I don't even know if that's confirmed.
From my understanding, the only real way you manage the situation is you create walls and societies with strong enough military might to be able to protect themselves against monsters and demons and the things that lurk in the dark.
okay, so okay, this is we do have to try and move away. Maybe the project Purity or whatever it is. Might be
Haven.
the way.
Or is it
Haven.
Safe Haven or Haven? I think it's just Haven. Yeah.
Haven. Then I mean, so the
But
question.
I can't even
becomes-
talk to him because
Yeah.
Okay, but
But if this stone's like it is the stone that is in the like not in Good Hope that blew up, but the other one in the Port Haven. So that means that there must be some kind of like relative age of the stones. If it is moving in reverse, then the stones have to have a certain age. So if we can find out the ages of like relative ages of the stones together somehow, then that we can plot when exactly they're going to
dating.
blow up. We have to have some.
maybe it's about when they were, like, put into use. So, like, do we know
Yeah, it
when
might be
Pine
a-
Harbor was founded? Do we know when Good Hope was founded? Which we probably could consult with Belinda's archives
like
to
they have a
figure out
shelf
the-
life.
Mhm.
Yeah. So, like, if they have a shelf life, like, what? It's been like 1,000 years. So maybe Pine Harbor was one of those earlier settlements, and it went off because we didn't hear anything about any other settlement going off. But then again, the guild can be secretive at times because it is such an expansive organization. So we have limited knowledge, and they also probably have reason to not let us know things, in order to limit the amount of dissent and discourse.
Guys, I have a question. I don't fully remember learning this in school for not, but is the Citadel protected by like a giant angel stone, or they just have? I know they have the walls and the hobgoblins, but like, is there a angel stone protecting the Citadel itself?
There is not.
It's
Though-
it's the largest settlement.
But it's like the only settlement in the world that uses this form of protection that we're gonna have to go back to. So it's almost like what if they know and they're just
Like,
they're gonna be fine.
Legend has it, however, there is a vault in the under mountain, like where the academy is. that
Like
where
the
they keep
biggest one.
the angel stones.
Oh, like all of them.
Yeah, the ones that aren't in use.
So, my understanding kind of how everything is set up is the Citadel kind of works as a central point, and then we have all these villages where people live and develop settlements and essentially can bring food into the Citadel, right? It's kind of like an old-fashioned city-state, right? You've got the central, city, and then you've got the fields around. And the fields around, instead of being protected by militias, like they used to, are protected by adventurers and angel stones. If you get rid of the adventurers and angel stones, they're going to need to find another way to safely. Well, I guess we'll still have the adventurers, but they'll need to find another way to safely bring food to the capital.
But why would they go place?
Because the
Why
capital
would they
relies
place
on tithe.
stones in all these villages if they knew that they are going to expire one day?
Maybe they didn't know.
I'm
They
sure
probably
someone
didn't know.
knows. There's no way we're the first people to notice
And
this.
maybe
Well-
those people were kept quiet because that racist dissent that causes problems.
Yeah, the
And they just-
hierarchy.
It's
Yeah.
we don't know. We don't know who's in. We literally don't
Exactly.
know who's in charge.
It's so presumably we can't be the first people to have this hunch. So someone somewhere in the hierarchy of the guild, probably who we've never even heard of, knows about this.
alternative hypothesis for you to consider is this has never happened before.
Yeah. Like
Or knows that this could happen one day
So,
we
meaning-
just
and
there's
didn't
a
tell
lot of
anyone.
there's a lot of variables that we don't know and don't understand. I think it is ideal if we put we start teaching people how to protect themselves. We start teaching people how to fight, and we maybe see if we can get someone to set up to monitor the angel stones
Yeah.
and train people on that. So that way, if things start to change,
is the angel
we
stone
can.
movable?
Not without a
It
whole
requires a certain
ritual.
ceremony.
Yeah.
It is
So, well-
bonded to the site.
So that's my point.
And also, why would they listen to us?
Well, we need to find a way. Well, if it starts heating up again, we need to find a way to chuck that fucking angel stone far away from
Exactly.
the city. I think we need to talk to Belinda.
The whole world's on the clock.
But if we need to set up a potential evacuation plan, because if we look at the difference in time between when it started raising in temperature and when the lights went out to when Pine Harbor exploded, but also wanting to operate on a much faster time period than that to get people out of there.
If we could also maybe, hopefully once we get back to the Citadel,
If
we can.
it's, at this point it is an if.
I'm gonna hope that we can, but when if we can get access to Citadel archives, maybe we can cross-reference these things with the established, when these villages were founded.
And at that
So we
point,
can try
if we
to
do
see,
get back, I'm
pinpoint
going to
exactly
hope
how much time we have left for each one.
it is.
Yep.
But I might have a way to send a message. I just
Really?
Okay.
Whoa.
So that'll be useful, and I think in the meantime, what we need to do is we need to talk to Belinda to figure out a way how to move the angel stone if we need to chuck it, and we need to start building what is essentially we need to start training these people to defend themselves and building walls around the crops and build some sort of fortress.
How do we do
Yes.
that without
Yes.
making them panic about saying how
can't.
do we convince them to train
We tell Belinda.
without telling them about the danger of
We
what
tell Belinda, and Belinda tells them the truth.
that I feel like that hasn't worked the past 5 times we've kind of counted
We've-
on her to convince people of things.
Well, you gotta hope. You gotta
Well,
pray.
I mean,
Yeah.
I can be very convincing when I need to be. And I am not going to suffer any bullshit on this because this is in their best fucking interest, and I'm not interested in seeing a whole other fucking town decimated.
Of course. I'm just wondering, how do we get
I mean, I
them
think we
to
could pretty
train
accessibly,
without telling them that and
no,
freaking
we need to
everyone
tell
out?
them the truth. We need to tell them
Yeah.
everything.
I
not
agree.
scare them, but
But
we
you
need to
know.
trust Belinda will be able to do it, and we
We
have
just
enough
need a-
evidence with Good Hope Pine Harbor's gone.
We just need a plan for when that doesn't go over well.
Well, we're
What
just going to
then?
have to. We have to be as open and honest as possible. We will answer their questions, and we will be honest about what we don't know.
These are
So-
also future problems. We need to talk to Belinda first.
Question.
I mean, we're just camping. This
Yes,
is the perfect time to talk about future problems.
Are you guys going to finish what you're doing before you go talk to Belinda?
Yeah,
Okay.
I think so. I don't think it
Already-
makes sense
already
for
happened.
us to
The
go
world's not
back
going to
home.
end in like 4 days or whatever.
Also, we would need wood anyway to build up defenses.
Cool. Okay, so later that night, Verity, as you're sitting around looking at your magic out of your pocket conspiracy board, you have another thought. So, if you think back to what you saw in the memory keeper on the day of the cataclysm, right? And you saw one of the pieces hitting somewhere near there, and it was a big explosion. But you know that whatever explosion from the actual celestial temple hitting the ground was 1,000 times bigger, right? So, if what you saw was the same intensity as what happened at Pine Harbor, just in Pine Harbor happened in reverse, and if these ripples are moving back towards the center in reverse, does that mean that we might be looking at an eventual explosion somewhere 1,000 times worse than what happened to Pine Harbor?
I think they're very concerned about that potentially happening, and they want to inform and warn as many people as possible. Knowing that like it will cause problems, because they've lasted this long because people have spent time making hard decisions. And we know at this point that we are on a time limit that we don't know how long it is. We don't know how many other settlements could have potentially already been destroyed in the 2 weeks that have passed since then.
I don't know. Like, realistically.
It is entirely possible.
They're going to think we're crazy.
Yeah, but I think, as I said, like, until the portal is back, and until we're actually able to get back to the Citadel and talk to people or figure out a way to get there, I think a lot of this is a moot point. I think most of it comes down to just talking to Belinda, and I think, like, we need to look at short-term planning. What are we doing now?
I do think I have something that I can use, though, to inform the Citadel. It's a token. It allows me to like write a letter and send a message, and it will go unerringly to its target.
That's the best we can do, I guess.
I mean, it's something, even if it takes a long time to get back to us. Like, that's something.
Well, I don't know if they'll send me something back, but it will ensure that they get something.
So I think we just need to be like, Pine Harbor's Angel Stone imploded.
I'm going to write up everything I know.
Okay. Perfect. That works. If there's no word limit, then yeah, write up everything you know, send it in whenever you can. In the meantime, I think it's just we need to talk to Belinda and get her to tell and convince the people, and then start actually like militarizing the settlement.
It may also be the case that we have to, like, they don't believe us for some reason and they're gonna fear or something, in which case we might have to go back to Pine Harbor and get some like evidence of what happened or something.
Although there are the kids.
Yeah, we do have the kids.
And there's the fact that they saw, like, you guys saw the explosion, right? Like, you guys saw the light in the sky.
Well, we could just share memory.
Yeah, we can also share memory.
To at least convince Belinda for 100%.
Like, I was looking right at the explosion until I...
No, I was looking right at the explosion. I went fucking blind.
I was facing it, right?
You were. You just got an arm up in time.
Yeah.
I mean,
Verity
even just to
turned her
show
head to
them...
talk to you and wasn't in the right position to get an arm up.
Even
But
just to
also-
show them the ruins of Pine Harbor, that would
Yeah, and like
be enough to
that's
convince them.
that is something I can do. Because
So,
I
yeah.
have the spell.
I think what we keep an eye out here. We don't tell anyone anything until we're back, and we can talk to Belinda. We get the supplies we need. Maybe ask them to actually. Maybe we stay a fourth day to cut some extra wood, so we can build a palisade or something. But
Yeah, and like if need be, and
you
like
know,
someone wants to get back, like I can. We've got the oxen. I've got a mount.
and alternatively,
The mount spell.
like I'm rebuilding the church. It's in the center of town. I can tell them to make it more fortified.
Well,
We
like
can
I
build
don't
it
know.
into an actual like defensive structure
Yeah.
if push comes to shove. Put the kids in there, you know, if monsters invade, something like that.
But like you said, none of these fortifications will matter if we can't find a way to get the stone out of the village.
Yes, which is why I think that's our priority number one after we talk to Belinda, is we don't do it, but we need to have a plan that in case it start warming up, we take it out for the duration. Because anyway, when it's
And
doing its
we
warming
should-
up thing,
we should
it's
also
not
have a
protecting us
plan.
anyway.
We should also have a plan to evacuate the town.
Yeah.
To just Lizard Folk Village, or we could just like relocate the entire village to Pine Harbor, because I mean it's not going to blow up twice, possibly.
True.
Yeah, but it's just ruins now, right?
Then
Like,
they just won't have
But like
any.
off of a
It's-
Lizard Folk Village or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, to be fair, the land is around the decimated area is cleared. So it would be ripe for resettlement, unfortunately.
The lizard folk said they were open to it.
Yeah.
that's true. So we should probably create some sort of. So if I'm thinking it down now,
We
if
still
I'm
have to
writing it
clear
all
that
down,
path.
our priorities are: one, we finish what we're doing here. Number two, talk to Belinda.
Hmm.
Number three, figure out how to move the stone
Hmm.
if we need to. Number four, fortify the city and fortify, you know, everything and build everything back up. And five, build a path to the lizard folk
Yeah.
in
And
case there's an emergency.
if we
Hmm.
can't move the stone, then we have to speed up the plan for
Yeah, then
clearing
we
the
ignore the
path to
fortification.
just do the evacuation
The
plan.
fortification becomes irrelevant. The only thing that
Yeah.
matters is being able to move out.
For sure.
And then I think we're good. I think realistically we'll be able to find a way to get the Angel Stone out.
Yeah.
I think, you know, moving an entire city from where it was, especially when there's farmland and everything else already set up there, and I think there's like a mine or something underground. I saw that there was some sort of cave.
Yeah.
It would be a bad idea to move if it's not absolutely necessary.
Now, keep in mind, the Angel Stone is melded into a pillar of earth extruded from the ground. So, like,
What if we removed the pillar?
Because like we're thinking about it as a push comes to shove. Like if it's going to explode and we
Yeah.
lose the entire city.
no,
The
you're.
entire
I mean,
town.
you could definitely like pickaxe it down and then do it. It'd be like depending on how much time you had. You know, it'd be interesting to see if you could get it far enough away from the town after breaking that pillar.
Damien
It-
does a Batman end of the third Batman movie moment.
Interesting for me more so than whoever has to try to get it out of town.
So that'll
but-
be, if we can get it down, we'll have to do like a bomb transport and be
Yeah, I
super
think-
careful.
I mean, I think we can weaken the pillar now. Like it doesn't, you know.
But we gotta make
Would
sure. I
weakening
think
the pillar
we should make sure that
weaken
they
your protection?
understand what we're gonna do
Yeah.
first, instead of just going and whacking on the angel
Yeah.
stone.
Why? Because what does Damien know about Angel Stone?
Well, we're not hitting the Angel Stone. We're hitting the.
Right, but is that pillar
Yeah,
part?
but the entire ceremony to put up this protection involves melding this into the place.
Yeah, that pillar is created during the ceremony that puts the Angel Stone into place.
You can
So-
think of it like it weakens the connection it has to the ground itself.
All right, so we need to figure out some form of. Hey, Alice, if you could come up with like an explosive to like blow up the pillar, do that a
Wait,
quick.
maybe
quick
an
bomb?
acid that specifically eats away from stone at
Fixing
So-
the
extended
bomb
rate.
The one
problem with
thing-
another bomb.
So, I mean, the one thing we want to consider as well is the fact that okay, you know, we're talking about taking out the stone and moving it. But once we do that, like, the stone is no longer in place, and I don't think we have the resources to, set it back up again.
That's my point. Like, if it's starting to heat up again, we're under the impression it's going to blow up. Because the only reason it didn't blow up is because Pine Harbor did.
We
As
can't
far as we
chance
can
it.
tell. Like, as far as we can tell, the only reason it didn't blow up is because Pine Harbor blew up, and we
Yeah.
don't have a second
But there are-
diffusing.
Yeah, because like
There
it's
are
like the
other-
energy got funneled back into that point to the breaking point. So like now that we are the end of that like node of the system of like the magical infrastructure, we are where it goes.
As far as we know.
But it
We have to
may
treat it as
heat
if
up
that's
again
the
and
case.
blow up somewhere else.
But we don't know
That's
that.
why we'd take it to a place where there's no
Like
one around.
there's no other villages that access from that portal. As far as we know, the portal itself is not going to blow up.
My point is more the fact that I just want to make sure we're considering the fact that if we take it out, then that's like we don't have the Angel Stone at that point.
Well,
versus
I don't think we
That's
can
what the
really,
fortifications
opposite.
are for.
I don't think we can really trust to rely upon it anymore. Anyways,
But we also want to. We're not currently in a position where we can not rely on it.
no, I
so-
know.
That's why
I-
What I'm
fortifications
saying
was
is-
step 3.
My point is, we want to make sure to first we don't want to worry about weakening it yet. We don't want to worry about how are we going to go for the mannerisms of getting it away yet until we have those preparations in place. I think we should be more concerned about where to go if it does start heating up.
Well, we're making a
because-
to-do list because I already mentioned we should make evacuation plans if it starts heating up again.
I know.
Because-
I'm just saying. I don't want us to focus
So maybe
so
like
much
this
attention
spot.
on. I'm just saying I don't want us to focus so much attention on how are we going to destroy the pillar and get it somewhere else when we're not ready for that yet.
Well,
It
it's
feels
a
like
to-do.
too much of a
It's a to-do
gamble.
list for later.
I
It
know.
feels like
I'm
a
just saying.
gamble to-
I'm just saying we've talked a lot about the ifs, ands, or buts of that specific bit.
I
I
don't
feel
think
like
it's
this spot could
yeah.
be like a good place, like where we are right now, could be a good place for a waypoint in
Like
that path we create.
if we have time and everything goes over smoothly, like yes, the village should be fortified before we remove the stone. That's a very simple concept. But we may have to choose between getting the people out or fortifying the village, depending on what the stone does.
Yeah, and this can be a division of labor. If you give me 2 weeks of crafting
Yeah.
time, I can make something to get rid of that pillar. in
It'll
10 minutes.
depend on how quickly the villagers are able to understand, accept, and be willing to help us.
Because
Well,
yeah,
I mean, we just have to act like they're going along with
'Cause
it, and if they don't,
my
mean,
take is
then
also,
it's
like,
their life.
the Angel Stone is important, like very important, but if it starts heating up and the choice is okay, we leave it there and evacuate, and oh well, either way the people survive and it gives us a chance to keep the Angel Stone. That's true, but you're also giving it a risk of destroying the city. And I think the town is worth infinitely more than the Angel Stone.
because of the
because-
infrastructure already in place.
Yeah, you can. If that gets blown up, like we're reliant on like the lizard people taking us in, and
Yeah.
they're not going to have enough food, and we're going to need to like restart from the beginning. Versus losing the Angel Stone would
Yeah.
suck, but
It's
evidently
possible. It's possible,
to
to survive without it.
And
And
also,
worst case scenario, we go to lizards.
if we
like,
wait to remove it until it starts heating up, we may not have enough time to get it away before it causes some collateral damage.
but if we have Alice's bomb, we can probably, because it took like 12 hours. Realistically, it doesn't have a safe.
I mean, like
how.
physically take it away.
Yeah,
'cause-
like that. I'm not worried about.
We're also assuming that the blast radius will be the same. It could be
Yeah.
It could be way bigger.
In
But-
theory, at least, that you'd need to have it of solid 5 miles away from the village.
And then
Based
us
off the
get
Pine
5
Harbor
miles
explosion. Yes.
back.
Yeah, 10 miles
And
there and
even-
back.
And
Carrying
even then, the shockwave would probably still, yeah.
carrying some part of a pillar of earth and a piece of heavenly stone the size of your head.
So we might need.
Hopefully you have a
horses
big
for
boy
that.
on your team that can run fast for a long time.
Or
If only we had a porter.
well, we
Got
can
your-
always utilize the,
got your porters
the
right
communal
here.
mount spell for that as well.
All right. So if I understand correctly, we finish what we're doing here. We go back. We talk to Belinda about it. Alice is going to spend the 2 weeks developing the acid for the stone, but kind of as Borum pointed out, we want to focus on fortifying as much as possible and building a path to safety towards the lizard people. So those are our 5 tasks. Is there anything we need to add or remove from this? Is everyone amenable to this?
Seems fair.
That's a good starting point. At least we'll change
Alright.
it if we need to.
Good job, team. Now go to bed. Me and Borum will keep watch, but you need to sleep.
All right. So, in interest of time, we are going to kind of speed run our way through day 2, which goes pretty much just the way that day 1 went. You guys get up. There's real simple, like draw or cold sausage and bread breakfast, and you get to work on cutting down trees. Day goes through. At sundown, you guys stop working. Or a little bit before, you have dinner. Kids are playing with rocks. You don't have any more profound realizations about the way that the world works from at this time. And at a certain point after sundown, most of you go to bed. I'm assuming that Damien and Borum stay up again.
Probably.
Yeah, Verity would switch it up if people wanted to switch it up.
Okay, good. So, Damien and Borum, give
Wait,
me.
did we just decide?
Oh, I'm
I
sorry.
didn't know. Did we? Was there an
Yeah,
official
like-
decision made?
To me, I think it makes the most sense just because I'm in heavy armor. So
Yeah.
sleeping that sucks. And Borum has very high perception because he's cleric.
Okay, give me perception checks.
Plus, I'm very useful at delaying things.
I got a 25 in total.
I got a 20.
All right.
Let's go, perception gang.
It's probably about 3 in the morning when you see eyes and growls coming around the edges of the light from your campfire. Here's the thing about the growls is as you listen to them, you realize that they are definitely from a canine mouth, but they're speaking in common. And it's like, tasties. We eats them alls. And it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 sets of eyes circling the camp. And I think I placed them properly so that you can just barely see them.
Are the rest
Oh.
of us still asleep?
I would assume so. But
Damien's gonna
apparently
scream.
won't.
Damien's gonna scream. Up! Up! We've got visitors!
Do a full reactionary kip up onto my feet.
Hello!
We
And
very much prefer not being eaten.
Stay near the fire. Sardin, get the others, stay near the fire, protect the kids.
when we come back from break, we will deal with this warg attack.
War games.
We're gonna
War games.
War games.
All right. And so we will be back. It's 8:22. We will be back. Let's call it at 8:40. Thanks for sticking with us tonight, everyone, and we will see you soon. All right. And we're back. All right. Where we left off before break was there was a ton of talking wolves in the forest around you. Right now, you're just hearing the voices and seeing the eyes. And I almost said seeing the voices and hearing the eyes, so I'm glad I didn't fuck that up. All right. As we do every time we have a fight, I wish I had the combat tracker installed because rolling initiative separately is for the birds. But let's get going. There is, well, I get ready to do this. Yeah, go ahead and let me just make sure the combat tracker is clear. It is. Go ahead and roll initiative. There is a subreddit called Humanity Fuck Yeah, and it's like a creative writing subreddit. And there is a story called I Cast Fist that I just like read yesterday. Initiative. And I believe that the big boy's already gone on the tracker. Yep. Am I missing one? Yeah, it's listed as Direwolf. Okay, and then yeah, I have to just roll for all the NPCs. For simplicity's sake, I'm going to have all the NPCs go on the same turn, since they're going to mostly be defensive. All right, let me set this up. Our Foundry would be easier sometimes. All right, Alice, you're up first. All right. That will hit. Fort. And he's sickened. All right. Question. Does that bomb catch things on fire? Okay. No, I was more worried about the log that he's standing next to catching on fire. Yeah, I show you on mute. Yep. I turned you up a little bit too. Oh. How about now? I forgot to turn on the audio.
Test. One,
Test.
2, 3. Test.
Test.
Pickles.
Testing.
Pickles.
Pickle.
Pickle
Test.
juice?
Pickles.
Everyone's working?
It's working. We're all
Okay.
good.
Yeah, I forgot to flip the switch.
Thank you, Sherry.
I'm back in.
We would be lost without you. Okay, so John threw a bomb at one of the wargs, hitting it, doing damage, sickening it, and we were looking to see if that would catch this log next to it on fire.
Yay.
I'm assuming it
Burn
does.
all the hard work.
All right. Jiggery will push some of the kids towards the fire and then pick up an axe and stand guard. As will the rest of the NPCs. So. All right. Jamie and Sea Strike.
All right. I think Borum goes first, actually, is what we wanted to
Okay.
do, because he's a buff boy.
I just want to
Boring.
confirm that the log's not on fire.
I think it is.
I think it is.
Oh, okay.
Good thing you're by a stream.
1 second, I need to see the range of this then. 35. Okay. I'd like to stand there, and assuming my measurement was correct, I'm gonna create water 35 feet away on top of that.
All right. Put out the fire on the log.
No consequences.
Not the word, not the log. Yes.
That's what I said, the log.
I know. I was just. It's more of a. It was more about the wordplay than anything.
Okay.
And then I'll just say that Sap will stand there in ready action to attack anything that comes close. In other words, like a guard thing style.
Okay. Do we not have a token for your snake?
Not that I'm aware of, but I drew a very nice one.
I saw it. That's why I asked. All right.
We'll have to figure that out.
Damien.
All right, so number 1, I'm going to use my move action to detect evil on this dude right here. The big guy.
Okay. Yeah, they're all evil.
All right. And on this guy, I'm going to cast Knight's Calling.
Okay.
It's the one spell that I have. And the way it works, it's a DC 14 will save. And if it fails, it has to walk towards me next turn. And when it walks towards me, it avoids all attacks of opportunity except for mine.
Okay. You're casting it on the big one?
Yeah, on the big one. All the casts are on the big guy.
Will save, you said?
Yeah.
This is a perfect.
It passes.
Fuck.
Oh.
Alright, I tried. Anyway, I'm gonna be standing there ready with my spear pointed at it, or my partisans pointed at it at the 10 feet distance. And that is my turn.
All right. And this warg will 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and attack your snack. $11 to hit.
Does not hit.
Okay.
And
So-
then snake ready to action. feels really slow for me. That's a first level. No, 11 should still miss. I was looking at that. I have the wrong bonuses put in, but 11 should still miss, and then 16. I think it's. I'll have to double check in a bit, but does an 18 hit?
18 will hit.
Okay, then I won't need to worry about the other miscellaneous things. So then. My dice are just so slow right now. Let's just do it this way. Okay. So then that's 6 damage total.
6 damage.
Oh, yep.
Okay.
And then attempting to grapple.
And
I
unsuccessful.
assume that does not work. Natural
No,
one.
it's an attack, so it's an automatic miss.
Yeah.
All right. Verity.
I think they are going to cast magic missile on the warg closest to Borum.
Okay.
So both missiles at it for 5 force damage.
All right. Dom.
Yes. Going to free action. Well, actually, first I'm going to move. I'm going to move to here. So that's 40.
All
and
right.
then free action go into a blood rage. And then I'm going to cast enlarge person on myself.
Okay.
And then I'm going to prepare to decapitate this.
So I'm guessing you go large person towards the wolf.
Yes.
Okay.
Wait, what do you enlarge towards?
Like when I moved your target to large.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
But like maybe just like
Dub, maybe bait
Here.
him into attacking you closer to me so I can trip him before you attack him with an attack of opportunity.
God damn it. There we go.
so like here.
Like back out, like stand right next to me.
Like
So that
that.
when he attacks us, I can stab him.
Okay, so yes, thinking proactively about setting up the combo before flying into a rage. I'm going to I'm going to strategically place myself there, and then with like eyes rolled back, like cast a spell on myself for the first time that actually does something to me, to my body, and now I'm 14 feet tall and 2,240 pounds.
All right.
Actually, wait. You'd have to stand one more back.
Oh my fucking god!
Just
Is
one
that-
more back.
is
No,
that-
like here, like this corner.
Is that
There, yeah.
better? Okay.
So in the end,
Gonna
you
have to
actually
attack us
only
anyway.
moved like 5 feet.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah.
Got big and stepped over the tent.
All right.
Because he's gonna come fight us.
Let's see. This warg. Can it make it? What's their speed? Is 30. Oh, it's slower than I thought. Wow. Oh.
Oh, just to put it in the chat.
This warg also cannot. Yeah. Or he's going to charge Dom. So this will be at a +2.
That's a hit.
All right.
Holy shit, he hits on an 11?
Wait,
Ooh.
what do you mean?
11
Plus 7. Has a plus 7.
Yeah.
Yeah, is that 18?
And what's your CMD?
23.
Well, an 18 is not a 23, so he does not trip you.
Yay.
And which boyo is this? Oh, he's way down here. He will also move up to here. And he's sickened. He can't do anything. Alice.
Okay, I'm going to.
What? The big guy is not in initiative?
Yeah.
That's
You
what I said at
should
the
have been.
beginning. Yeah, I didn't see it. I thought I knew I was right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought he got because you rolled. Yeah, he didn't get put in because you rolled a 6 for that one's initiative, and you rolled 6 for a different warg's initiative.
Yeah, it's in the
But
chat.
he didn't get put in.
All right. Well, he will go. Right.
Yes, he goes now, right?
He goes the same time as Dominic, so I'm gonna have him go now.
Oh, also, just this happens automatically when going into rage. I'm going to choose blur.
Nice.
All right. Oh, good. He's gonna have to. He's going to charge Damien.
When he gets this close, I want to trip him,
Go for it.
which I think he gets a +4 to. He gets +4 because he has 4 legs.
Yep.
All right.
DC 24.
Wait, no. That's +1 from Masterwork Partisan when using this plus Camod, so that's a 24.
Because
That's a 20.
you cast Smite, right?
Yep, that's a 27.
Okay.
Plus my Masterwork bonus is not included in my base.
And
That's
do
27.
do I have reach right now?
I
It doesn't matter. You don't
I
get an
guess-
attack of opportunity from him being tripped.
Okay,
But you can take a 5-foot step next time, and
I thought you do get one. Never mind.
No, it's you need to take a feat for it,
All right.
or I need to take a feat for it. But
Well,
he's
he
actually technically here.
won't be able to attack, but he will risk the attack of opportunity to stand up.
Isn't it a move action? Or I guess he's taking his standard action.
Yeah.
Got it.
Oh.
So, do we just want to attack him?
Is that one or both?
I guess it depends on where would he have been tripped.
Well,
Because technically, it's when he leaves my attack of opportunity range, right?
yeah. I mean, here's where your reach is, so this is
Okay.
where the attack of opportunity would have happened.
Do I trip him again, or do I attack him?
What's
Is it-
funnier?
Is
I
it
think
for? Is it just you?
Yeah.
I think so.
Oh, then trip
Okay, I'm gonna try and trip him again.
again.
Once
Literally
again,
the
Perfect.
exact
Same
thing. You just
Perfect.
copied the
infinite
move.
attack of opportunity, gang.
We stun locked him.
All right.
Rory all over again.
Look, this is my entire build. It's just trip.
Now back to Alice.
Okay.
You guys face nothing but snakes soon. You're gonna know why.
Yeah. All right. I'm gonna 5-foot step here. I'm gonna move action, reach into my bag. While I do, I'm going to swift action, drink my full pouch so I can duplicate whatever I'm pulling out of my bag. And I'm gonna pull out a Tanglefoot bag.
Nice.
And I'm going to throw it at this lovely warg right here with just a normal touch or ranged attack for touch. 14.
That'll hit.
Okay, so it's entangled for 6 rounds and needs to make reflex DC 15 or it's glued to the floor. I think that's right.
Whew.
That will not do it. It is glued to the floor.
Okay, so it can't move for the same amount of rounds, I think.
All right.
That's all.
It's the woodcutter's turn. So, let's see. Diggory's already here. He is going to attack the warg with his axe.
Oh, he's back.
And miss. Tedwin will take a 5-foot step and also attack with his axe. And miss. Ellis will take a 5-foot step and attack with his axe.
Almost like axes aren't that great.
And hit for 7 points of damage. I wish
It
that was
was
one
no-
more and it had critical so that I could have done like took him out in one hit.
It was no accident. It was a tragic chain of events.
Mine at least has multi-purpose.
And let's see. Brigida, Karen will stay where they're at, and Sardan will also come over here and attack this one. And Sardan's got separate stats, so let's come over here. And miss.
Interesting.
Borum.
I think if I can, there we go. I think I'm just gonna go plain and simple and bless everybody.
All
Does that
right.
get everyone?
Huh?
Does that get everyone? Sweet.
It's bless all allies within 50 foot. So
Okay. I don't know how far. 50 feet.
I'll just verify, but yeah, everyone.
Bless. What does bless do?
It says at the
Plus
bottom.
one to attack and saving throws against feel. It's in the description. Right there.
Sick.
And then
All right. That's good for the
Let's
war.
see if the snake bite works this time. That looks better.
Why didn't I roll 3 dice?
Whoo!
So nat 20 grapple.
Bless physiological.
I might need a. I don't know that grapple is technically less. I think, but
Well, still, you got a 20 on the die. Is that enough to grapple a war?
I
I
would
think
assume.
I think it should be closer to 20.
It's
What, 27, 27, I think?
CMD is 19, 23 versus trip. So you got him either way.
Oh, it's grapple.
Yep.
Constrict.
Oh, I see. 23 versus trip. Yes, you said that. But yes, 6 damage, and grapple.
All right. Let's try that again. There we go. All right. It's looking pretty rough. Snick is snicking it up.
Yeah, good snake.
Damien Seastrike.
I'm gonna power attack the guy on the ground.
Okay.
If I remember correctly, prone in Pathfinder gives you what? -2 to AC? -4 to AC.
-4, and it takes out your Dex mod.
Dex bonus. All right, perfect. Well, I'm gonna stab him and power attack him.
So,
I think I set this up correctly. 14. Does a 14 hit?
well, it wouldn't normally, or actually it would normally, but he's down. So he's got
All
an
right.
8 AC, so he takes 26 points of
26
damage.
points of damage as I fucking spear him right in the gullet.
Yeah, he's pretty
Down,
fucked
boy,
up.
down.
Oh man.
He's not down for the count, but he is pretty fucked up.
Sit, boy.
Now I'm wondering if I should just do this one.
This warg's going to attack Damien or Dominic. Sometimes I think you guys hate me.
I mean, they probably get that in their actual life.
And
I like
Natural 1 will not do me any good because I thought it would be
Slap it
fun
in
to
the
knock
face.
that tree down.
I flick it on its nose.
Verity. Bad dog.
Okay. So, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna move here. I'm gonna look at this warg. And I am going to cast Limplash.
Whoa.
So I get to make a ranged touch attack. which this should be +1 because of Bless from Borum.
And that doesn't say or.
No, that's
All
and.
3 physical stats.
So that's an 11 to hit touch.
Yep.
Okay, so I get to roll a 1d6, and he takes a
So all 3 physical stats.
takes a -3 to Strength, Dex, and Con.
Hold on.
That spell's fucked up.
-3 to con.
All 3.
All the physical stats.
That kills him.
All right, so basically what happens is Verity says, "All right, Paradis, you're up," and Paradis kind of like shoots out and like wraps around like a noose around this thing's neck,